Andal Tiruvadigalai Sharanam. We've been understanding a lot about Andal. We have been understanding a lot about Andal's Tiruppavai, and very importantly, the essence of Tiruppavai being what is mentioned in the Vedas, Upanishads, the Bhagavata Saram. Everything is given by her in such a beautiful, simple, poetic form. The 8 lines can go on for layers of meaning. In fact, all our sessions, I have always been like, okay, so let me complete, therefore I complete. It is not because I have completed what I wanted to communicate. It is like, okay, I've taken a lot of time, so maybe it's time to conclude it. Therefore, let us conclude it. So much is the wealth of knowledge in each of the songs that Andal has given us. So going on to today's talk, I will recite the Taniyan. Vaswana might be delayed a little bit. So, what we call as Taniyan are usually the songs in praise of Andal. So, when we speak about Koda's Tiruppavai, usually we speak about the songs which other devotees have written about her. So, we will understand that before we go on to the songs that she has given. So usually it's like what others speak about her before what she has given us. So it is not part of the actual poetry. It is outside of the actual poetry. Therefore, it is called as Taniyan. Tani means it's separate. So what is said separately about the author or about the devotee who has authored these poems? So that is called as the Taniyan. So I will now start by reciting Andal's Taniyan, and then we'll go on to what's Andal's actual Paasuram for the day. नीलादुङ्गस्तनगिरितटी शुद्धमुद्बोध्य सिन्धम् नीलादुङ्गस्तनगिरितटी शुद्धमुद्बोध्य कृष्णम् पाराद्यम् स्वम् श्रुतिसतशिर सिद्धमध्यापयन्ती स्वोशिष्टायाम् सृजनिगलितम् यापलात्कृत्य भुङ्क्ते गोदादस्यै नमैदमिदम् பூய ஏவாஸ்து பூயஹா. அன்னவய புதுவை ஆண்டாள் அரங்கற்கு பன்னு திருப்பாவை பல்பதியம் இன்னிசையாள் பாடிக் கொடுத்தாள் நற்பாமாலை பூமாலை சூடிக் கொடுத்தாளை சொல்லு சூடிக் கொடுத்த சுடற்கொடியே தொல்பாவை பாடி அருளவல்ல பல்வளையாய் நாடி நீர் வெங்கடவர்க்கு என்னை விதி என்ன இம்மாற்றம் நாம் கடவா வண்ணமே நல்கு. Today's Paasuram is the 9th Paasuram. We have seen that Andal has a very, very clear structure of what she wants to communicate. In the first 5 Paasurams, Andal very clearly said what is the objective of this vrata. So she said, Narayanane Namakke Parai Taruvan, saying that Bhagavan Narayana will give us the biggest of the gifts, which can be moksha itself. And Narayana will give us, he will give it to us alone, So she gives us the objective statement. She speaks about the importance of the vrata. She speaks about the do's and the don'ts, how we are supposed to conduct ourselves during this time. She's also mentioned about what is the outcome of this. It will start raining heavily. She says that Vara Ulaginil Peididai. So this will give us even the materialistic things that is required for good crops to go, for prosperity. So it will do all the good here. It will also give us the ultimate bliss. And she speaks about the significance of Nama Sankirtana, where she says that Dhamodara is the Bhagavan who was Bhakta Paradina. He allowed himself to be tied to the mortar by Mata Yashoda. So we have to develop that kind of a bhakti to him. Tuyomai Vande, we should come with pure heart. we should offer him flowers, Tumalar Tuvitturdu. We should offer him the Atma Pushpa, the flowers, the gunas. We should work on the Atma Shuddhi process, purify ourselves, and offer those gunas as flowers to Bhagavan. She also says that Vayinal Padi, with our mouth, we should sing his songs, we should sing his praises, do Nama Sankirtana, simultaneously contemplate on all the auspicious things which Bhagavan had done as Leelas just for our sake. So when we start thinking about all the great things Bhagavan has done, how he got tied to this mortar, our tie with the samsara will get revealed, it'll get relieved. So Andal has given us such beautiful things. And then going forward, she spoke about the importance of Harinama Sankirtana. So she says that Bhagavan is there in your heart. So you have to get up slowly without disturbing the Antaryami Bhagavan. Like how Prahlada, even when he was pushed from the mountain top, was still holding his palm close to his heart so that the Antaryami is not disturbed. So we should ensure that Bhagavan is there inside. We don't jerk him early in the morning. We don't disturb him. We get up slowly. But then the Harinama Sankirtana is told aloud so that people around us are also benefited by our Harinama Sankirtana. மெல்ல எழுந்து ஹரி என்ற பேரரவம் உள்ளம் புகுந்து குளிர்ந்து, says Andal. So that will make your heart feel really cool, pleasant, and you can contemplate on him. After this song, so from the sixth song, she started waking up her Sakis. Our acharyas and many other interpreters have told that waking up of the sample of 10 people can be compared to the indriyas that is there in us. It can be compared to waking up of the alvars and acharyas. It can be compared to Bhagavata Suprabhatam, Tiruppalli Ezhi, we say. It is awakening each and every Bhagavata, because every Gopika is greatest Bhagavatas of the, they are Bhagavatas of the greatest order. Therefore, Andal is waking them up for us. So we saw that in the sixth song, she was waking up one particular Saki of hers. In the seventh Paasuram, yet another Saki was woken up with Kirvanam Vellentri Ermai Chirvida. So that is the song which we saw in detail yesterday, where it was a lot about singing the praise of Bhagavan as Keshava. So the Keshava Nama continued till yesterday. The seventh Paasuram was done the previous week, where we touched on the Nama of Keshava, where we spoke about Pei Penne, the one, if we are filled with laziness or the Tamasa Guna, Andal says, we have these negative qualities, we should get rid of that. In spirituality, there is no room for laziness. So she advised us to get up early in the morning, build up sattvika qualities, and offer our services to Bhagavan. And in yesterday's Paasuram, she advised us to control the indriyas, to control our mind, so that we can serve Bhagavan. And she elaborated on Krishna Leela, which was the Keshi Nishudana, the continuity of the thought of Keshava. So we explained about the different meanings of the name Keshava yesterday. And we also saw that the person who was sleeping yesterday was Kuduhala. She was filled with joy and happiness because she was enjoying Bhagavan. She was adored by Krishna himself. Therefore, she was called as Kodakalamudaya Pavai by Andal. And this dwelling in the Anubhava of Bhagavan gives eternal bliss. So, Andal says in the eighth Paasuram, the dawn is from the red color of the sky. It's now moving into white color. So now you know that it's going to, the sun is going to rise. So before Bhagavan comes, please ensure that, we go and we welcome him, because when he sees that we are waiting for him, Bhagavan is filled with so much of affection for us that We should not miss that. If he goes behind the cows, then nobody can stop him. So before he starts that, please ensure that we go. So rush, be in a hurry, quickly get ready and join the Bhagavata Goshti. Now, why is that important? Because Andal believes in being inclusive. She does not want even one devotee to be left behind. So she's saying that I don't want you to be left behind. Povan pohindrare pohamal kaathu. When others were leaving, I didn't want them to leave without you. So we've rushed here to take you with us. So please join us where we go and we offer our namaskaras to Bhagavan, where he will be so affectionate. He will inquire. He will ask, Aha, Avarendra, you've come finally. I've been waiting for you for such a long time. I'm so happy that you're finally here. Arayand, he will inquire. So, how have you been? What have you been doing? What are, some of the things that you want from me? So, Bhagavan will inquire everything in a way that is so beautiful, which can't be missed. And then Arul, he will give you that. He will give you more than that. He will give you the things you've forgotten, like whatever he did for Kuchela. He will give you more than what you can think. He will give you even the ultimate moksha. So ஆவாவென்று ஆராய்ந்து அருளேலோர் எம்பாவாய். So all this was told by Andal in the 8th Paasuram. So today we will move on to the 9th Paasuram. So thank you Amulya ji. She's linked us to the Tiruppavai lyrics. And today's song is also there in my profile. So anybody who's interested to uh, go through the stotra as we are explaining can have a look at my profile as well. So we are in the 9th Paasuram. Paasuram means a song. The whole effort we are trying to do here is to make this entire song enjoyable to those who are not familiar with Tamil. So I will be using some words here and there, but I'll be very soon translating it to the closest possible meaning so that all of us can relish. Sometimes one word or a phrase can have multiple meanings. So we will start relishing all the different meanings so that we can dwell on the bhava in which Andal has given this to us. Also, Goda is the name of Andal. When she was born, she was named Goda, Kodai in Tamil. Andal was a name she acquired later, the story of which I will be telling at an appropriate time. So whenever I use the name Goda, Kodai, we can understand that it means our Bhuma Devi, Bhumi Mata, who has taken the avatara of Andal in order to help us uplift ourselves. So, with that context, I will move on to the 9th Paasuram. தூமணி மாடத்து சுற்றும் விளக்கெரிய தூபம் கமழ துயிலனை மேல் கண் வளரும் மாமான் மகளே மணிக்கதவம் தாழ்த்திரவாய் மாமீர் அவளை எழுப்பீரோ உன்மகள்தான் ஊமையோ அன்றிச் செவிடோ அனந்தலோ ஏமப் பெருந்துயிர் மந்திரப்பட்டாளோ மாமாயன் மாதவன் வைகுந்தன் என்னென்று நாமம் பலவும் நவிந்தேலோர் எம்பாவாய். This is the beautiful 9th Paasuram. Very, very deep, insightful meanings are there. So in this Paasuram, Andal tries to awaken the next Gopika. Andal has now transferred herself into a Gopika. She is waking up several Gopikas. There are 5 lakh people there. A sample of 10 are given to us. Now here she is waking up the next Saki, the next friend. This Gopika is one of the greatest persons we can think about because our acharyas have compared her to having the quality of Sita Mata. So what is that quality of Sita Mata that this Gopika, this Bhagavata is possessing? Sita Mata was in Ravana's you know, the garden there, Hanumanji comes and meets her. He is so upset seeing the way Mata is treated. So he burns the entire Lanka and he tells Sita Mata that, why do you want to suffer here, Mata? If you permit me, just as how I came all the way, to Lanka, I can take you back and, help you reach Rama. So please offer this service to me where I can take you. I'm your child. I will take you all the way and you can be with Rama. Why do you want to suffer this kind of a, Karagraha Vasa? So you are really arrested and tortured by Ravana and all these Rakshasis here. Sita Mata's answer surprised Hanumanji. Today is the Hanumat Jayanti, and it's such a coincidence that we are speaking of Hanumanji today. It is a brilliant thing because till today I don't think anywhere in the eight slokas I actually had the opportunity to speak about Hanumanji. And today's Paasuram, the interpretation starts with Hanumanji. It is definitely a blessing of Sita Mata because yesterday was one of the Alvars Nakshatra, Tondaradipudi Alvars, and yesterday's Paasuram happened to be about him. And today we are speaking about Hanumanji. And the actual song for the day is, at least 10 songs later because we are doing it only in the weekend. It so happens that we are in this particular Paasuram today. And Hanumanji listens to Mata Sita. Now, what Mata Sita said is, do you think I cannot come out of this? Mata Sita is fire, right? So she could just burn out everything and she protected Hanumanji's, um, you know, tail from not burning because Hanumanji was creating, fire in many different places in Lanka using his tail, but nothing happened to his tail. His tail was, really cool. And even though the end of it was on fire, fire did not affect Anumanji. How? Because it was the blessings of Mata Sita. So Mata Sita says, if I could help you, don't you think I can help myself? But that is not the right thing to do because Bhagavan is the ultimate protector of all his properties. I am his property. Mata Sita says that she is a property of Bhagavan. It is Bhagavan's responsibility to protect her. Therefore, she will not take any attempts to protect herself. Therefore, if I come with you, it would mean that I am taking my responsibility to protect myself. So I want my Bhagavan to do his role where he is the ultimate, Lord. He should come, he should ensure that I am protected, he should take back. Only that will show Bhagavan's greatness to everybody, says Mata Sita. And Hanumanji is like, oh my God, what kind of thought is that? Because Mata is undergoing so much of ridicule by Ravana. Ravana has given a deadline to Mata. The Rakshashis there are torturing Mata. In spite of such a environment, in spite of having the capacity to help herself, now in spite of having Anumanji's offer to help, Sita Mata says, Bhagavan should protect me because I am his. Hanumanji is like, oh my God, Mata. So I will just communicate this to Bhagavan. So he is stunned by Mata's answer. He is overwhelmed. He does his pranams and he leaves. Now, in this particular Pasuram, Andal compares the devotee who is inside the room, who is now to be woken up, to having this particular quality of Mata Sita. So Andal says that the devotee who is sleeping inside believes that it is Bhagavan's responsibility to protect her because she is completely immersed in the faith, in the trust, in her surrender to Bhagavan. She has surrendered herself completely to Bhagavan. So Bhagavan is going to help her. Therefore, she is, peacefully, happily immersed in the thought of Bhagavan. So she's not worried about anything. So she is compared to Bharata. Bharata was able to be in, Nandigram just because Rama asked him to be there. But Lakshmana could not handle it. Lakshmana said, I will not leave you and go anywhere. Oh Rama, I am going to come with you. I want to be of servitude to you. I want to be with you wherever you go. I want to assist you in whatever is possible. So here, Bharata is compared to the sleeping person, while Lakshmana is compared to all the devotees who are waiting outside. They are in a hurry to help Bhagavan. They want to have the Bhagavad Anubhava. They are not able to be peaceful till they serve Bhagavan. So there is a difference in the Anubhava of the person who is inside and of the person who is outside. So when Sita Mata was, you know, arrested by Ravana and she was waiting for Rama, she had 100% confidence that Rama has to come and take his property. Therefore, that quality is displayed by this devotee where she is surrendered. She is sure that Bhagavan is going to come and give a darshan. So she is not hurried. She is not in a rush. She is not going to wake up. She is just having the Ananda Anubhuti of Bhagavan, closing her eyes, immersing herself in this Anubhava. People outside are not able to connect to this. They are in a hurry to serve Bhagavan. So this is also compared to, all the Jivatmas, the muktas and the nityas. We who are here want to quickly complete this janma and reach the ultimate abode of Bhagavan. While those who are already there are happy, they've always been there, the nityas. So the Garuda, the Shesha, all Bhagavan's weapons or his Sheshas there, they are so happy immersed in Bhagavad Anubhava. So these are the two different kind of devotees which is explained in this particular Paasuram. So the unflinching faith of the lady inside, the Bhagavata Gopika inside, is compared to the unflinching faith of Sita Mata itself. So that is the greatness of this particular song, which we are going to start. So here, the first phrase says, Tumani Madat Sutrum Vilakkeriya. So I will go into the word by word meaning to start with. So, Tumani Madat. Usually, Andal will explain the environment, the nature. So now she starts by saying, the beautiful place which is studded with all the precious gems, the pure gems. So, Tu Mani Madat. Mani means all the gems. Tu Mani means everything that is pure. Shutrum Vilakkeriya. Shutrum is throughout. Vilakkeriya. All these lamps are glowing. Dubam Kamara. Dupa, we tell in Hindi, Sanskrit also, right? It is the Dupa, Deepa, all this Aradhana we do, right? The fragrant smoke of the incense. So that is Dubam. Dubam Kamara, the fragrance of it is coming everywhere. Tuilane mel kanvalarum. Tuilane mel, she's like having her nice sleep in the soft bed. Maman Magale. So here is a very, very interesting thing. Mama and Magale. Mama means uncle. Mama ji, we say, right? Mama and Magale. My uncle's daughter. That's the way Andal is addressing this particular devotee. So possibly they were blood relationships. But then Andal is born much later, possibly thousands of years later, right? After Bhagavan's Krishna Avatara. She is now transferred herself into a cowherd girl. But think of what kind of transformation has happened in Goda's mind to go back thousands of years, connect to the Gopikas mentally, and then create a physical relationship with one of the Gopikas, and then address her as her own niece. So she calls her Mama and Magale, you're my uncle's daughter. Manikkadavam Tiruppavai. Please open the door which is studded with all these precious gems. Mamir, my aunt, my dear aunt, அவளை எழுப்பீரோ? Why don't you wake her up? உன் மகள்தான் ஊமையோ அன்றிச் செவிடோ அனந்தலோ ஏமப் பெருந்துயில் மந்திரப்பட்டாளோ. Why is your daughter not responding? Is she deaf? Is she not able to hear us? Is she tired? Is she dumb? Is she under some surveillance? Or is some spell being, put on her? Why? Why is she still sleeping? We are singing about Bhagavan, who is Mamayan, Madhavan, Vaikundan. So all these great names of Bhagavan are mentioned in this particular Paasuram. Mamayan, Madhavan, Vaikuntan. என்றென்று நாமம் பலவும் நவின்று. So we are repeating such beautiful names of Bhagavan. Elorembavai. So please sing these things. Please sing these great names of Bhagavan. Why is your daughter not getting up? Why is she not joining us? So the overall meaning of this beautiful Paasuram is, oh my uncle's daughter, you are resting on this beautiful couch in a great mansion, which is all studded with gemstones. It's lit up, it's glowing, light is there everywhere. The room is filled with fragrance. Please come and open the door. All of us are waiting outside. And then she calls on her aunt. Aunt, why don't you, ask your daughter to wake up? Is she dumb, deaf, or she's lost in senses? Is there some magical spell or any mantra which is binding her? Let us all recite the names of Bhagavan as Mamayan, Madhavan, Vaikuntan, and let's help her to come out of the spell. So let's sing his praises. This is the overall general meaning. So today we are going to have beautiful Tiruppavai Paasuram, two Paasurams, which Duraiji will play for us. So he's an amazing violinist who had played a few pieces for us during our Navratri celebrations. He's joined us in many other events following that as well. So today we are really, really happy that he is going to play Andal Paasurams for us. He'll play this Paasuram plus another Paasuram for us. Swagatam Juraiji. Jai Shri Krishna. Please go ahead.
Thank you, Prernaji. So I will play Tumani Madathu, which is the 9th Paasuram, and then I will play the 26th Paasuram, Male Manivanna.
Jai Shri Krishna.
So that was Paasuram Tumani Madathu, which Pravinaji just explained it in a very great way. Uh, the next Paasuram I'll be playing is Male Manivanna, which is the 26th Paasuram, set in the Ragam Kuntanavarali.
Okay, so with that beautiful rendition of violence, so let's get into the mindset of what is there in this beautiful Paasuram of Tumani Madathu. We've already seen the external explicit meaning. So, what do each of this mean? So we will dwell on some of the layers of what each of this could actually mean. Tumani Madathu. Tumani, I said, means the precious gems. Tumani, the pure gems. Now, why can't Andal just say gems? Why is she qualifying it as Tumani? Why should she distinguish between what's precious and what's not precious? It seems there are two types of gems. One is the category of pure gems, and other is the gems which have doshas. All of us have heard, right? Whenever we buy diamonds, also, the elders in our family will say, you have to check for the doshas before buying a diamond. Otherwise, by mistake, had we bought it, there are some things we have to do to the diamond in order to purify it, right? So, all of us have heard things like this. So, here they are mentioning about two types of gems. One, which is pure by itself, the other, which has some kind of a dosha or impurity. So the gems which are pure, are the gems which are embedded in this particular gopi's place, because Krishna has ensured that this gopi gets all the pure jewels. I told you, right? She has the quality of Sita. So Bhagavan gives all the pure gems to her, and whatever is impure, Bhagavan takes it for himself, it seems. Bhagavan takes all the impure things and purifies it while accepting. Therefore, even when we have a lot of impurities in thoughts, words, and deeds, when we surrender to Bhagavan, Bhagavan ensures that he purifies all what is required. He clears us out and then makes us pure and accepts us. So, Tumani basically can also mean a abode where everything can be seen very, very clearly. So, the abode where everything becomes clear to us is actually the abode of knowledge, which is Vedas, right? With Jnane. So this Vedas reveals the ultimate Bhagavan, the Paramatma to us. Therefore, Tumani Mada here also represents the deep knowledge of Vedas. This knowledge illuminates the possessor of that knowledge, and it gives this glow like the gemstones, the pure gemstones that are mentioned here. So this is another interpretation where it is supposed to be the knowledge of the Vedas itself. Yet another interpretation of Tumanimada is with reference to the abode of the Acharyas. Because Acharyas help us get rid of all the Ajnanas. They light us up. So this glow of spiritual knowledge, where everything becomes clear to us, is also referred to as Tumanimada. So there are three meanings. I'm again speaking at a very, very basic level here. So there are three meanings where Tumanimada can mean the precious gems which are given to the devotees by Bhagavan himself, while Bhagavan settles for the impure things. The second thing is the clarity of knowledge which is got from the Vedas, because that is what is complete Tumani, which will give us the glow, like how the gemstones are mentioned. The third is the Acharya's abode, where all of us gain the knowledge which lights up, from the Ajnana which gives knowledge, from darkness which gives light, is actually the beautiful Tumani Mada. So, three different meanings which will give us very, very different angles to this entire Paasuram. So, Trum Vilakkiriya. Am I audible now? Am I audible? Jai Shri
Yes,
Krishna.
Swami.
Yes, yes, you're audible.
So, Trum Vilakkiriya. So, now everywhere there are a lot of lamps that are lit. Now, what does this actually communicate? It can be the physical light, which is all lit everywhere. Now, this Gopika, because she is expecting Krishna to come, right? Just as how Sita Mata was so confident that Rama is going to come, that faith is there in this Gopika. So, Gopika has lit up a lot of lamps throughout the place in order to welcome Bhagavan Krishna. Therefore, Sutrum Vilakiriya, everywhere you turn, there are these beautiful lights that are glowing. It is also that because she is in the Krishna Anubhava all the time, Bhagavan Krishna has actually come there and she has lit the lamps wherever she has walked with Krishna holding his hands. So she's already had the Anubhuti with Krishna. So to remember all the places where she's walked with Krishna, she's celebrating it by lighting the lamps in all those locations. Think of the kind of Anubhava. Bhagavan holding her hands, walking in her place, and she remembering that, recollecting it with so much of love that she is lighting every single place there with a lamp. That is her Anubhava. It could also be that because the entire place is studded with so many gems, it is just one lamp she is lit, but the entire place shows so many lamps because it is all studded with such pure gems which was gifted by Krishna. And our interpreters have also said that the Sakis who are outside, you know, they are feeling so dark because they are outside, they are waiting to have the Krishna Anubhava. But this girl who's inside, because she's already in the Krishna Anubhava, her face is so lit up that surrounding her, everywhere, it seems as if everything is lighted up. Therefore, it is Sutrum Vilakeriya. What beautiful Anubhavas are there here. So they are asking her. Always this conversation is between the Sakis who are outside and the girl who's inside, right? Now, the girl who's inside is answering these beautiful questions. People outside are not able to understand how she is so lit up while all of us are, filled with so much of darkness. So they are asking her, Dubam Kamara, Tuilane Mel Kanvalarum. We all are separated from Krishna. We are waiting for every minute when we can actually see her. But then you are not even missing him. How are you able to bear the separation of Krishna? And there is so much of wonderful fragrance surrounding your place. We are not able to enjoy the fragrance. We are not able to enjoy the bed. We are not able to enjoy the sleep. Nothing. But now, Dubam Kamara Tuilanemel Kanvalarum. For you, there is so much of fragrance around you, which you are enjoying. You seem to be relaxing and enjoying this fragrance. You don't feel separated from Bhagavan. Tuilanemel Kanvalarum. Lakshmana could not sleep when, he was even thinking about Rama going off to forest. So he served Rama entirely for those 14 years. Whatever Rama wanted, Lakshmana used to be of servitude. Now we are like Lakshmana. We can't sleep when Bhagavan is not with us. But you are sleeping. Is the bed so soft that you're able to sleep? For us, irrespective of the softness of the bed, it feels like we are sleeping on thorns because Krishna is not there with us. When Krishna is not there, everything changes its nature. So our bed is no more a soft bed. It is a bed of thorns because of the agony of Krishna not being here. But then you are sleeping. They are using a beautiful term called kan valarum. To sleep, usually in Tamil, we use the term tunga. So tunga basically means sleeping. Here she's saying you are a kan valarum. Kan valarum is a very, very respectful way of saying that, you are enhancing your eyes. Kan valarum. So why does Andal use this term? It is beautifully mentioned by acharyas that, whenever we speak about elders, acharyas, bhagavatas, the words that we use to address them should be very, very respectful. For example, when a normal person dies, we can say that, okay, this person died. But when a person who is totally devoted to Bhagavan has its last moments, we do not say that, he expired or he died or he passes away. We always say that he reached Bhagavan's feet. He reached Sri Vaikuntham. He reached Paramapada. Those are the kind of language that we used. If he spent his entire life on doing Acharya Seva, then we say statements like he reached the Acharya's feet. So that kind of words which have to really be used for reverence is told by Andal here, where even to address a girl of her same age group who is sleeping, she says kan valarum, which means it's an absolutely respectable way to say that she was sleeping. So this gives us a very, very important learning where when some great person, dies, today we have the habit of saying rest in peace, or even for that we are lazy and we say RIP, RIP, right? So RIP, that is a very, very bad way, rather an insult had this person been serving the Alvars, Acharyas, Bhagavatas or Bhagavan. So we have to give appropriate respect to that person for all what they have contributed in life. So as a practice, we never use rip. It's a very, very Western way of saying that they will wait till, their savior comes. That is not the case for us. We are going to reach Bhagavan. We are going to reach Acharya. So the final respect should be paid with the appropriate word to whoever passes on. So we will say they reach their Acharya's Tiruvadi, they reach their Bhagavan, they reach the Krishna Padavi, they've reached the Paramapada. So these are the kind of language that we will use in order to respect the life that was spent by the great people, the great Bhagavatas, the great Acharyas. Now the next phrase that Andal uses is Maman Magale. Again, yet another beautiful phrase where Andal addresses this particular girl as Maman Magale. All of us know that Andal was born in Srivilliputtur, which is thousands of, it's a long distance from Gokula, Brindavan, and the Vrajabhumi. She has now transferred her own location into Gokula, and Krishna Avatara was thousands of years before Andal's Avatara. She is now transferred to that age, that time, that situation. She has become a Gopika by herself. And now look at this beautiful phrase where she addresses the other girl as Maman Magale, as her relative. Now, what does this communicate to us? The blood relationship with Bhagavatas is such an adorable thing that Andal adores this devotee so much because this girl is so devoted to Bhagavan that she wants her to be her bodily relation also. So she calls her Mama and Magale, who my aunt's daughter, my uncle's daughter. So having this relationship is very, very important in spite of Krishna Avatara having been in a different yuga where Bhagavan played. So she calls her as Mama and Magale. So it is very important to consider the devotees of Bhagavan as our relatives. They are our Atma Bandhus, right? Manikkadavam Tiruppavai. Now, Andal wants the door to be open. Now the girl inside is asking, why can't you open the door by yourself? The door is there. You just have to open or come inside. It's not locked, literally. Why do you want me to come there and open the door for you? Why can't you all let yourself inside? Now here, the significance is that we cannot do everything by ourselves. We need the appropriate jnana. In fact, in many forums, we are asked, why do we need a guru? Can't we learn everything from the books, from the text, or for today, possibly from Google itself? But now, Andal is not opening the door. She wants that girl to come and open the door. So the Acharya can only open and bring out our jnana. So we go to the Perumal or the God through our Acharya. Is established very clearly here. So she is requesting that girl to come and open the door. She is not attempting to open the door by herself, signifying that, our jnana should be opened by the Acharya. So the lock here refers to the ignorance, the lack of determination. So sometimes we need to overcome some of our weaknesses in order to unlock our door of knowledge. So here, the laziness, the laziness for spirituality, not wanting to come out or wanting to do it just by ourselves, all these can be hindrances. So we have to come out and open the door, says Andal. The next phrase is again very, very interesting. Mamir avalai ezhuppiro. So she now calls on the aunt. Now this girl is become her uncle's daughter. So she's now calling on the aunt and she says, can you please, wake her up? Oh, aunt, can you please wake her up? This is a very, very important phrase for all of us to understand and bring into our practice. Whenever we get married, what happens is we include every member of the family as our member, right? That is our Sanatana Dharma, that is our culture. So it is not just about the man and wife, it is about the families coming together. It is no different in our spiritual life. In our spiritual life as well, we are not just involving Bhagavan, we are involving the Bhagavatas. All the devotees of Bhagavan become our relations. Not just that, the relations of the Bhagavatas also become our relations. So Andal here very beautifully says that Mamir avalai elpiro. So she involves the aunt, where the love and affection for this gopi extends to the gopi's mother, where the gopi's mother is also involved in their effort to go and reach Bhagavan. So it is not just about Bhagavan, it is not about just the devotees of Bhagavan, it is even about the Gopika's mother, who Andal addresses with a relationship as Mami, aunt. So this Bhagavata's mother also becomes related to her. What a beautiful situation, right? And then she is asking, Un magaldan, Umayo, and Richevudo. So these can look very, very rude to her, rude to all of us, right? So what is Andal asking here is your daughter dumb or is she deaf? Now think about it. Andal is our Bhumi Mata. She's our mother. Our mother sometimes is very, very polite to us. She is like very soft, very polite, patting on our back, asking us to do things. Sometimes she uses rough words, like a slap on our face. Bhagavan in Bhagavad Gita, the first two slokas which Bhagavan utters in chapter 2 is very, very rude when he is addressing Arjuna, asking him to give up his, lack of conviction. Give away all this poisonous thoughts. From where did you get this kind of a weak mindset, says Krishna, right? Kutasva kashmalamidam vishame samupastitam anaryajushtam aswagyam akirtikaram arjuna klaibyam masmagamapata etat tvaina upapadyate shudram hridaya daurbalyam tektotishta parantapa. All these are told by Bhagavan. Similarly, Andal here, whenever she has to use different language, she does. Whenever she has to be soft and polite, she does. Basically, she will do whatever it takes so that we are uplifted. So here Andal says, Un magaldan umayo andrichevudo. Is she dumb or is she deaf? Why is she not reacting to anything that we ask? But then these have beautiful inner meanings as well. Because they've been asking so many questions, she's not responding. Andal is like, is she not able to hear her? Or is Krishna keeping her busy? Is Krishna now with her? Is that the reason she's not answering? Because she's so involved with Krishna. Think about a time if Krishna is with us, will we think of anything else? But in spite of that, if a devotee comes, we are supposed to respond to the devotee. That's when Krishna will like us. And this girl is adored by Krishna. So Andal knows even if Krishna is there, she has to give importance to the devotees of Krishna. So she's asking, is she dumb? Maybe she's not able to hear us. Because if she's heard us, she would have come to open the door anyway. So what our Acharya says that the purpose of our ears and the purpose of our mouth is only to hear about Bhagavan, speak about Bhagavan. If we are not hearing the words of Bhagavan, or if we are not contributing our talk to Bhagavan, if we are not walking to the door to open it for Bhagavan or Bhagavata, what is the use of all these indriyas? What is the use of our tongue, of our ears, of our feet, or any organ for that matter? It is all useless. Only that which does not contribute to Bhagavan by Mano, Vak, Kayam is supposed to be the concept of deaf or dumb or inactive according to Andal. So whatever action we do, where our mouth, ears, and mind are not involved in contributing to Krishna, it is as good as being deaf, dumb, and inactive. So here the concept of all these three things are brought, where her mouth, her ears, and her action of coming and opening these doors are all considered inferior if it is not serving the Bhagavatas or Bhagavan. So she's instructing us that please do not be lazy when it comes to Bhagavad Kaingarya. Do not make yourself like, you are given all these beautiful potential by Bhagavan in order to serve him, to serve his devotees. If you do not do that, then in spite of having these, you are considered as not having these. So don't allow yourself to become dumb or deaf or inactive in spite of Bhagavan giving all these to you. Those who do not have these physical capabilities but are doing all these means that they are blessed with all these positive things, right? So Anantalo is she so exhausted? Possibly she was experiencing Bhagavan Krishna all the time that she's got so tired now that because of her tiredness, she is not, responding to any of our call. Emapattalo, or hey mommy, hey my aunt, are you restricting her from coming out? Is she, not permitted to come out or answer? Is something like that going on inside? Peranduyil Mandira Pattalo. Or has Bhagavan put some mantram, some spell on her that she's just going behind him and not coming out for us? Something like a long sleep be on you, something like that is a spell put on her because of which she's not able to come out. And now the girl's mother is giving a tip to Andal and her friends who are outside. Now she's saying, this girl is so involved. She's already thinking so much about Bhagavan. So the only thing which can wake her up from this Bhagavad Chintana is if you say more of Bhagavan names, she will not be without reacting to Bhagavan's names. So what you can do is start reciting the names of Bhagavan. Now Andal says, we've already been doing that. We've been calling Bhagavan with so many different names. We called him with all the possible names. Mamayan, Madhavan, Vaikuntan Endru. This is a beautiful time where we have to introspect what this means. Mamayan. We already saw in the 5th poetry about Mayan. Mayane Mannu. Mayan is one who does such surprising things, such things which we will not even think about, right? He allowed himself to be punished by his mother in spite of being the supreme lord. Now here, Andal is not even convinced by saying Mayan. She adds the superlative of Mayan to it. She says, Mayan. She says the ultimate Mayan he is, which means he's extremely, absolutely surprising, where he is the greatest Bhagavan. Now, if we have to think of Bhagavan, let's just contemplate, close our eyes, and visualize how great our Bhagavan is. He created this entire world for us. So, this entire world, we know how huge this Prithvi is, right? He was not happy. He created all the worlds above it, so many worlds below it. We speak of it as 14 different worlds. Ours is the 7th. Now, we have the worlds above us, which is mentioned in the Gayatri Mantra. Bhuhu, Bhuvaha, Suvaha, Mahaha, Tapaha, Janaha, Satyam. All Satyaloka is the loka of Brahma. Now we have 7 worlds below us. Atala, Vitala, Sutala, Rasatala, Talatala, Mahatala, Patala. All these lokas are below us. Now this entire concept is called as a Anda. It is like an egg, where the pralaya water is there. All these together are all created. The secondary creation is done by Brahma. Bhagavan gives all the sources of primary creation. And this is ruled by a Chaturmukha Brahma. This is called as one Brahmanda. Such a huge creation. Even when we look at the sky, we see the magnificent sky. When we look at the ocean, it is so huge. So we can imagine the size of our Prithvi, our Bhuma Devi. we can imagine all the lokas above and below. So how huge will this Brahmanda be? Now, this Brahmanda is like a small speck of dot, a dirt for Bhagavan. He keeps creating universes after universes, andas after andas. There are crores and crores of andas, and it is eternally expanding. The universe is expanding all the time, says Bhagavata Purana. Now, the scientists have started their research to think of whether there is only a single universe or are there multiverses. They are close to believing that there are multiverses. But our Puranas say that there are unending, ever growing multiverses. All these keep coming out of the pores of Bhagavan. Bhagavan is lying down, his body has a lot of pores. From each of these pores, all these andas keep coming on, and each anda is so huge, and the entire material creation is hardly pada, a quarter of Bhagavan, three-fourths of him is just not known. Tripadasya Mukham Divi is mentioned in Purusha Sukta. That is the size of this huge creation which Bhagavan does. Therefore, when you all go to the Tirupati temple, you can listen to this, phrase, Akilanta Koti Brahmanda Nayaka. As a matter of fact, they will be uttering that statement. All what I explained now is the meaning of that single statement. Akila, Anda, all these, Akila, are in the form of the Anda, right? In the form of the cosmic eggs. How many are there? Koti. Koti Shaha. So Koti Shaha, what is there? Brahmanda. This Brahma, ruled by Brahma. Here we have Chaturmukha Brahma. In some other place, we can have Brahma with, many different faces. We can have different kind of a structure inside that Brahmanda. All that is possible. So Akila Anda Koti Brahmanda. There are Koti Shaha Brahmandas. And who is our Bhagavan? He is the ruler of all these Akilanda Koti Brahmandas. Now that Bhagavan is called as Mamayan by Andal here. And what does she mean by Mamayan here? That supremacy of God, all of us know. Now what is making him Mamayan to Andal is that with all that greatness, he comes here and he dances with all these innocent gopis, gopikas. What can we speak about him? He's dancing with these girls like one little Krishna, like a sport, happily dancing, eating the food that they give, playing with them, doing mischiefs, doing pranks with them. What can we talk about this? This is Mamayan, right? And he's got all these innocent gopikas of the Vrajabhumi for himself. Therefore, he is Mamayan, says Andal. So she calls upon Mamayan for his easy accessibility in spite of being the ultimate Bhagavan. Next, she's addressing him as Madhava. Yet another beautiful name for Bhagavan. So what does Madhava mean? Madhava means his Saulabhya, the quality which is called as Saulabhya. Labhya, labate we know, to get. Saulabhya, Sulabha. He is very, very easy for us to get him. In spite of being such a great person, we can get him so easily. We ask him to dance. The gopis will ask, Krishna, please dance. And then Krishna will be like, okay, if I dance, what will you give? Then they will say, okay, I'll give you makan. So I'll give you butter. If you dance, only then I'll give you butter. And then Krishna will dance and he will look forward to having that little butter from the gopikas. The moment he gets his butter, he'll happily jump, take and eat the butter. Is butter not available to Bhagavan? This is the Saulabhya quality of Bhagavan, where he is so easily accessible. He grabbed the poha which Kuchela brought, as if poha is never ever available. He gulped the poha that Rukmini Devi had to stop Bhagavan saying, can you also give me a little bit? If you take everything, what will we do? We want the Bhagavata Prasada. We want your Prasada. So she shoved him in the second mouth and then took it for others as Prasada, right? So that kind of a saulabhya, the easy accessibility to one and all is there given by Bhagavan. And how is all this given to Bhagavan? because Goddess Mahalakshmi gives him the training to be that way. She is always compassionate. So Bhagavan, he goes to the Gurukula. He gets trained by Goddess Mahalakshmi on all these qualities of how to be compassionate, that she sits in his heart all the time, and she tells him, she dictates on what compassion means. We can see that when all the Rakshasis were torturing Mata Sita, she was very, very compassionate to them. Hanumanji goes to Sita and he says, Mata, give me permission. I will destroy all these Rakshasis. They are torturing you. They are even physically hurting you. They are abusing you with your words. There is no reason you should tolerate all this, Mata. So you say, okay, I will thrash them, and I will kill them. I will make them suffer for all the mistakes they did. Mata Sita says, there is nobody who does not do any mistakes, Hanuman. Even Bhagavan Ram has made a mistake. I have made a mistake. You have made a mistake. So there is no human who's not made a mistake. If we have to go ahead, punish everybody who made a mistake, then there will be nothing else. We should learn the art of forgiving. Why did Rakshasis trouble me? Because their ruler had ordered them to torture me. Tomorrow, if Vibhishana becomes the ruler and he orders the same Rakshasis to decorate me, they will come and do that. If he asks them to serve me, they will do that. They are just obeying the orders of their leader. There is no mistake on their part. There is no reason why they should be subject to any kind of harm, says Sita Mata. Even to those who were torturing her, abusing her through words and physically, they were causing pain to Mata. Mata was completely compassionate. Now, if we are going to offer our devoted service to Bhagavan, will Mata allow Bhagavan to just go away without seeing us? Will she allow Bhagavan to ignore us? No way. Therefore, what Andal says is this quality of Bhagavan, the Saulabhya or the easy accessibility of Bhagavan, the Karuna quality is there only because he is Madhava. Ma means Mata, Mahalakshmi. Dava means one who's always with her. Only when Bhagavan is there with Mata, he becomes so compassionate. So we always have to worship Bhagavan as Madhava if we want his Karuna. So this is a beautiful point which Andal gives us, because even in Ramayana, Bhagavan never killed anybody when he was there with Sita Mata. Look at the entire Ramayana. Tataka was killed when Sita Mata was not around. It was before getting married to Sita Mata. The 14,000 Karadushanas were killed when Sita Mata was not there, right? Only one person could escape there. But again, Sita Mata was not there with Rama at that point of time. The Ravana Samhara and all the huge war happened when Sita Mata was separated from Rama. So when Rama and Sita were together, Rama had never killed anybody. So Rama's heart is filled with Karuna when Mata Sita is with them. Therefore, Andal here gives a very, very important tip for us to address Bhagavan as Madhava. So, Mamayan, Madhavan. And the third Nama that she says is Vaikuntan. Vaikuntan shows the ultimate Bhagavan to whom all of us have to be of servitude. He is the creator of all worlds. His place, his ideal place is Vaikunta, where everybody falls at his feet, everybody worships him, everybody is subservient to him. But then, even leaving Vaikunta, he's come to this Gokula, he's come to this Brindavana, he's come to this Vrajabhumi. So what can we tell about him? He is there for us, right? So we have to celebrate. So we are announcing these great traits of Bhagavan as the Vaikuntanathan itself, who's come here, who's a Mamayan who dances just for the little bit of butter that we give him. He's taken all these innocent gopikas, to worship him. In spite of all his supremacy, he shows his Saulabhya as Madhava. So to that Bhagavan, in whose heart Mata is, we are combining these beautiful traits of the greatness of Bhagavan, who comes from Vaikunta, who is a Mayan, who is adapting himself for our sake, who is displaying his Saulabhya, who is displaying his Karuna. In spite of all this, why is your daughter not getting up? என்று நாமம் பலவும் நவின்று. So like this, we've been reciting so many names. Possible the Sahasra Namas are there, which shows the different traits of Bhagavan. So we are covering the range of all these using the appropriate qualities. Now your daughter should wake up. Please wake up, wake her up, dear aunt. Namam palavum navindru. Mamiravalai எழுப்பீரோ. Oh, my dear aunt, please wake her up. We've been reciting the different namas of Bhagavan. Namam palavum navindrom. We've been reciting so many names. Why is she still not waking up? We've spoken about the paratvam of Bhagavan, the greatness of the Supreme God, the Saulabhyam of Bhagavan, the easy accessibility of Bhagavan, being the Shri's Pati, Lakshmi's husband. Still your daughter is not getting up. So, Mama and Magal refers here to the greatest devotee of the Bhakta, a sincere devotee of the Acharya who is very, very dear to Bhagavan. So when the Bhakta is slightly careless or indifference, this lack of determination is shown as the lock. Now Goda Devi gives the solution for this lack, which she says all the names of Bhagavan as Mamayan, Madhavan, Vaikuntan will help us unlock this and reach Bhagavan. So much of detailed meaning is there in this particular Pasura. Now I will recite.
தூமணி மாடத்து சுற்றும் விளக்கெரிய தூபம் கமழ துயிலணை மேல் கண் வளரும் மாமான் மகளே மணிக்கதவம் தாழ்த்திரவாய் மாமீர் அவளை எழுப்பீரோ உன் மகள்தான் ஊமையோ அன்றிச் செவிடோ அனந்தலோ ஏமப் பெருந்துயில் மந்திரப்பட்டாளோ மாமாயன் மாதவன் வைகுந்தன் என்றென்று நாமம் பலவும் நவின்றேலோர் எம்பாவாய். ஆண்டாள் திருவடிகளே சரணம்.